de inmediato ataque su codo izquierdo, porque es tan rápido cuando giras tu cuerpo, exactamente como lo haces en este momento. Y al último, vas a golpear con el codo atrás.
So, when we're talking about this front arm lock of entangled wing, right? That's a very useful arm lock. So you're not just learning to defend against it because somebody might know this arm lock. We use this arm lock. Oftentimes it can stem from a control on your elbow, right? Like I'm trying to do a crossing talon, for example, or any kind of arm bar, right? And you might bend your arm, right? And there's two different ways you might do that. You might raise your elbow up a little bit. That's not that difficult to deal with because I can roll your arm. You basically just do it from this view. Because from this angle, you can see once you bend it, I have a lever right here that actually helps you. So this could be because, you know, we're like in glancing lance or something, but maybe you're very higher and I'm putting pressure on your elbow, right? So now the issue is if you stand over this for a little more, if you drop your elbow down, I can put you in this arm lock right here, right? Take it from this angle. It's a very useful move. So if I'm trying to put pressure on your elbow, either with my forearm or my hand, and you bend your arm, it can lead right into this. And yes, this can be a shoulder dislocation. If I take your shoulder or your arm and succeed in doing this number, elbow going that way, hand going this way, that's going to cause problems for your shoulder. That causes a dislocation. And the remedy for you is to just do the opposite, essentially. All right? So that's important to understand when we're dealing with, when we're dealing with entangled wing. If I allow you to control my elbow, see how you're putting pressure on my elbow and you're bringing it towards my left, right? That's a real problem for me. Let go. So he just did this to me. He put pressure on my elbow towards my left and pressure on my hand towards my right. So in other words, he turned my arm clockwise from my view. My right arm is being moved clockwise. So my remedy to that is to do the exact opposite and turn my arm the opposite direction. If I bring my elbow up, now can you dislocate it?
No, sir.
That's really hard, right? And especially if I put this hand here and drop this down even more. So I'm countering, let me focus on this hand for a moment. I'm countering on this battle right here, all right? What I don't want to allow to happen is this number. What I want instead is raise my elbow up a little bit and bring my hand down. I want to do this, all right? So that's even more so of a reason in in the entangled wing, not to try to do an elbow strike, because that's the time, that is valuable time for me that I should have canceled your ability to put me in this dislocation status right here, right? So first of all, if you don't have that hand available, could you do the dislocation of my arm? I can just pick my elbow up, right? Yes. So you can't really control it. You need the other arm pushing down on this to make this a dislocation, right? So that's what we want to cancel. We're not worried about this hand so much, even though we're going to control it as well, right? But we're worried about this arm because once my elbow is stuck and once he pins it to his body, pin it to your chest, there you go. Now my elbow is stuck. I can no longer change this. My only choice now is to try to save this right here, all right, in order to prevent the shoulder dislocation. So in the actual technique, entangled wing, the first thing I want to focus on is this arm right here. I want to try to turn your left arm, ideally. But most importantly, I just need to make sure you have no leverage. And I'm causing this number so that I'm no longer a victim to that. This is what I have to avoid. So what we're trying to do in entangled wing is to immediately do this number and control his arm. It's the first thing we can do to prevent getting locked. All right. You look at that from different angles. I don't want to wait until he engages this arm fully. What's he going to do? He's not going to reach over first and then try to grab my hand. That's not typically what happens. He's going to grab my hand and then next this comes over the top, right? So The moment you grab my hand, I'm already expecting this to be the next problem, and I'm not even going to allow you to get your left arm fully engaged. Keep going, keep going. I don't want to allow you to engage this arm. It's a battle between this arm, the left arm, and my right arm, with my left hand just helping turn this, and my left hand, slow, my left hand helping to turn your arm, but it's also dropping my own hand down. I want to drop this down. So your right hand might try to raise up. I don't want that. I want this to be down. Okay? So that's how we're canceling this from occurring.